What's going on, guys? It's AJ Goatman. AJ Copeland for Instagram, YouTube, AJ Goatman. One second here. Turn the mic down a little bit here. Um, I'm here to talk about my Baltimore Ravens free agency. First to start off with, sorry, I'm looking at my computer as well. Getting some things up on my computer. First, to talk about, man, we got to talk. We're getting right to Max Crosby. I liked the trade. I liked what we were doing. I honestly was very excited that Max Crosby was coming. And then obviously, stuff happens. He failed his physical, so that made Eric DeCosta back out of the trade, which means that we get both of our draft picks back, and we also get our money back, which I'm pretty sure is 40 million. We have 40 million left in cap space. Um, so I also heard that Max Crosby is also going back to Las Vegas. He's going back to the Raiders. So, and then after that, then we decide to go get Trey Hendrickson off Cincinnati. Another guy that I'm actually pretty excited about to come to Baltimore to help our D line out. I think he's a pretty good edge rusher. I think he's going to put some pressure on QBs for us on defensively next season. Um, yeah, we go ahead and we get him. If things don't work out, since Max Crosby, we weren't able to attain him due to some reasons of him not passing the physical. We go ahead and we get the benefit of the doubt. We go get Trey Hendrickson, and we get both of our draft picks back. I think actually that was a win for us. It was going to be a win-win no matter what. We get our draft picks back, and yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the situation. At first, I was a little bit frustrated with Eric DeCosta, but I trust him, and I trust that he's gonna lead us into some good things. So, um, yeah, and then the second topic to talk about today is, and then the next day, there's 2 days go by, and we see that Eric DeCosta is making some moves. We go ahead and we re-sign Tyler Huntley to a 2-year deal, which we will desperately need in case of Lamar getting injured like he did this year, and hopefully he stays healthy. But I think signing Snoop is definitely a good option for us, man, because he's like a mini Lamar. He's gonna do everything that Lamar can, and I really like that we re-signed him. And then after Tyler Huntley, then you get the news that Adafe Awuzie, a very underrated corner that I really thought that really played a big role in our defense last year, we re-signed him as well, which was very, very good for our defense because you are desperately going to need him, especially this year, because you see all the talent that's going to be coming in the league this year. I think that we're definitely going to need him. I like him. I think that he's a very good slot corner. I think he's going to be good at covering those slot receivers on certain routes and certain coverages. I really like it. I like a Awuzie. I really like this. So I really think he's going to be a big piece in our defense. And then also, you go ahead and you make another move. You get a guy off the New England Patriots, Jalen Hawkins, which I really like, man. I saw footage of him, and oh man, I'm excited for him to come to Baltimore. He is really going to help, really help us back in that secondary with Marlon Humphrey and Malachi Starks. I think he is going to be wonderful in our secondary. He's going to be a game changer for our secondary. So I'm really excited for him, man. And then obviously now last year, we know that Zach Orr's defense didn't really work, so I'm really wanting to see how Brian Weaver's defensive scheme is, because I think that it's going to be a lot different from Zach Orr. I think we're going to see a lot of cover three a lot of the times in the secondaries. So obviously, you have Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, and then now you're adding, and then you have Malachi Starks, Awuzie, and now you have Hawkins, and also in the draft, I don't know, we could be getting somebody in the draft, I don't know, but Just because of those two picks that we got, now we can start moving the defense around how we want to. You can move Kyle Hamilton around at certain spots because now you have Hawkins and Awuzie. Awuzie can play slot. You can move Kyle Hamilton out in the spread if he needs to, cover the outside of a I'm sorry, something certain tight end that's coming across, or Kyle Hamilton if he needs to, you know what I mean, like. And then also you got Marlon Humphrey, and then now Hawkins will be back in the secondary at safety. So now you got both of them back there at safety. So now I like this. I think Brian Weaver is going to do a good job of leading our defense. I'm excited for him to lead our defense. I wasn't really a big fan of Zach Orr. I just don't think that he was doing the parts of our defense right. So I'm excited for Brian Weaver to see what he does for our defense this season. And yeah, and I'm also excited to see what Jesse Minter's got as head coach, and I'm excited to see what Deacon Doyle has for our offensive game plan for this year. So, and speaking of that, we also go ahead and get Durham Smythe off of the Bears, and he played for the Dolphins as well. I really, really like him as well. I think that he's going to be a very good edge blocker, a very good lead blocker, especially for a lot of run plays with Derrick Henry. I think that he's got that like wide receiver tight end slot to him. So I really like that. I really like this pick as well. I think EDC, he's cooking, man. He's cooking. So you just got to put trust in him. So I really like what we're doing here. So and then other than that, though, man, we gotta wait for the draft. Draft is coming up in about it's April. I think it starts April 23rd to the 25th, if I believe. Yeah, I think that's when the NFL draft is. So I think at this point now we're just waiting to get some dogs in the draft. So I'm gonna look up here on my computer real quick. I'm looking up the Ravens' expected draft picks. So the main. Okay, hold on one second. So the main key positions that we're going to be targeting in the draft, it says right here, is going to be edge rusher. We definitely need to add another edge rusher with Hendrickson. We're going to be going for another cornerback, and we are going to be going for at least two O linemen. It says here. We're going to have to buff up that O line because our O line was terrible last year. I mean, terrible. I am also glad that Falele is gone, man. I'm so glad that Simpson's going to be taking his place. I also like that pick too. I'm so happy Falele is out of Baltimore. He was terrible. But yeah, and then we add another lineman. We buff up our O line. That'll be better. And then it says that we could be going for a really good wide receiver, just one wide receiver, which I like. I think that we definitely need to get like another good, very solid wide receiver that can work with Zay Flowers and Bateman and Devontae Walker, which I think is a very underrated receiver. You're definitely going to be seeing him get a lot more playing time this season as well. Um, so I'm going on the Ravens website right now to look at the mock draft. Yeah, it is saying for wide receiver, we are expected to sign Makai Lemon from USC. Um, I think this is I think this is actually good. And then it says that for the edge rusher that we're planning on getting, it's saying that we are expected to draft Keldrick Falk from Auburn. I'm not gonna judge, man. I'm gonna see what we got, and then it says for offensive linemen, for the O line, one of the guards. I think it's a guard, yeah, because I'm pretty sure Roger Rosengarten is going to be switching to center, which I think is going to be an adjustment for sure, but I think we'll be fine. It says that for the guard, we are expected to sign Spencer Fano from Utah. Again, I'm not judging, I'm just reading the mock drafts. And then it says, oh, I heard about this one. It says for corner, we are expected to hire Jamad McCoy from Tennessee. I actually heard this one. I like this one. I've actually watched film on him. I think he's a dog. I think we definitely need to get him for sure. Then other than that, those key positions, that's really it for the mock draft. So, yeah. Yeah, so that is my thoughts on the Ravens free agency so far, and my expected, hopefully expected expectations for the draft that's coming up in a month. So, yeah, AJ Goatman out. I think tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video on the Orioles. I'm going to do a video on the Orioles, so watch out for that. But yeah, for now, those are my thoughts. AJ Goatman, we're out.